Okay, in this video I'm going to go over the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line. So to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, you just need to find two things out about the line. You need to find out what is the line's slope, which is represented by the letter M, and you need to find out what is the line's y-intercept. In other words, where does it intersect the y-axis? And then you plug in the slope here as the coefficient of the x, and you plug in the y-intercept here as the constant. So for example, let's look at this graph. I'm just going to outline the line here. The slope here, because it's a completely horizontal line, is 0. And the y-intercept is -1 because it intersects the y-axis at 0, -1. So if I know that all slope-intercept forms are y equals mx plus b, I just need to plug in. So for slope, I'm going to plug in 0. And for my y-intercept, I'm going to plug in -1. Now 0 times x is just 0. So this equation is y equals -1. Y equals -1. All right, for this line, here I'll just outline it so you can see it a little bit better. First, I need to find the slope. So I could do the slope formula, but I'm going to do the shortcut rise over run. I'm going to start at the bottom point given here, and I'm going to say, okay, how much do I have to rise to get to the next point? I have to rise 2. And how much do I have to run? Well, I have to run 2, but in the negative direction. So I'm going to write -2. So the slope here is going to be -1. So m equals -1. And where does the line intersect the y-axis? -1, -2, -3. So if I know that y equals mx plus b, I'm going to plug in the slope, and I'm going to plug in the y-intercept. So my formula is going to be y equals -x minus 3. All right. This next one says, write the equation of a line that passes through the origin and has a slope of -5. So if it passes through the origin, I know that that's 0, 0. So that must mean that the y-intercept is 0. And the slope is -5. So we have y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug in my m. I'm adding nothing. So my equation is y equals -5x. All right, lastly, it says put the following equation in slope-intercept form. So they want the equation to look like y equals mx plus b, which means I need to get y by itself. So right now, y is being multiplied by 5 and is subtracting 10. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides. I'm left with 5y equals -25x plus 10. Now, y is being multiplied by 5, so I'm going to divide each term by 5. And I'm left with y equals -5x plus 2. So this would be the equation in slope-intercept form. The slope would be -5, the y-intercept would be 2. So my answer is y equals -5x plus 2. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Please see me if you have any other questions.